my name is Brooke Williams and this is a video of a fitness testing battery completed on the 23rd of November 2022.
Hi everyone, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So today what we're going to be doing is some fitness testing. Okay. So before we start, I'd have to ask for your consent to do the testing, so I'll explain a little bit what we're doing. So we'll start off with some resting heart rate measures. We'll take your waist and hip girths, your height, calculate your BMI, things like that. And then we'll move into some fitness testing. So we're going to be testing your flexibility, your aerobic capacity, and we'll also be testing your muscular strength. Okay. Do I have your consent to conduct these tests?
You do have my consent.
Alright, fantastic. So the first thing that I want to do is your resting heart rate. So the reason we do this before we start, so it's you haven't done any exercise or had any coffee today, so we want to get the most accurate reading that we can. So that's why we do that first.
Okay.
So what I will do is I'll set a timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 seconds.
15 seconds, starting now.
Alright, so what I did then is I listened to your heartbeat in 15 seconds. So that was 15 beats. Right, so that is 60 beats per minute is your resting heart rate. So next what I'd like to do is take your blood pressure. Okay, so I've got a blood pressure monitor here. What I'll do is I'll place this in your left arm. So if you just put your arm through there. Okay, just rest that on your arm. Okay, so this will start to get tighter and then it will give me a systolic and diastolic reading. Sometimes it just takes a little while to calculate. Alright, fantastic. So next we're going to take your height measurements. So let me just put that reading in the computer. So that's 118 over 80. Fantastic. So far they're both normal readings for those. Now, let's take your height measurements. Please stand up for me. I'll just get you to take off your shoes if you don't mind. Perfect. All right. Yep. All right, staying nice and full. 157. 157 centimeters. All right. Next, I would like to take your waist and hip girth. Okay. So, what I'll get you to do is hold that there for me, and I'm just going to walk around you. That's 82. And we'll take your hip girth now. Same thing, I'll give you that to put your hip there at your lowest point. Okay, and that's 100. Fantastic. Okay, and do you know your weight?
65 kilos. 65.3 kilos.
65.3 kilograms. Perfect. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is calculate your BMI and then also calculate your waist to hip ratio. All right, so I'm calculating your BMI. So what I do is I take your weight and divide it by your height squared, and then that will give me a reading of 26, and that does fall under the overweight category. Okay, so we're moving on to now our waist and hip ratio. So what we do is we divide your waist by your hip. So I'll open up the calculator here. So your waist was 82 centimeters, and dividing that by 100, and that will give us a reading of 0.82. And the result for that is you are at a risk of some cardiovascular disease. However, by implementing a good fitness regime and incorporating a healthy eating, we can definitely help you reduce that. So
Sounds good.
that's good news. All right, so next what I would like to move on to is the fitness testing. So we'll do the flexibility, we'll do the cardio, and then we'll also do muscular endurance. Okay, so I'll explain each one as we go. Okay, so for the first one, we're doing our range of movement assessment. So we're going to do 2 of these. We are going to be doing a light shoulder flexion test and a sit and reach test. Okay, have you done these before?
I think I've done sit and reach, but not the shoulder.
Okay, no worries. So what I will do, I'll set that up now for you. So what I'll do is get you to lie on the ground here for me. Okay. Now, there needs to be enough room behind you, so I might just quickly move this. Alright, so I'll get you to have both your legs flat on the ground. Now, for this one, I'm going to be using this here to measure the angle. Alright, so slowly, this will just be a practice one. Slowly reach your arms directly above and behind your head. Reach as far as they can go without lifting up. Alright, fantastic. And bring them back for me. Alright, so now I'm going to measure them. So do the same thing. Nice and slow, keep that chin tucked in. Alright. Perfect. Alright, lovely. Okay, I'll just put that in. So your right side was 180 for your right side, and your left side was 175. So they are both within the normal ratings. So this tests the muscle groups of your latimus dorsi, your teres major, and your pectoris major as well.
Okay.
Okay, so for our next test is going to be the sit and reach test. So I will set up this measuring tape on the ground here, and we'll have our feet up against this wall in front of us. Okay, and what we are going to be doing is set our foot at the 30 centimeter mark. Now we'll have a couple of practice goes before we start. So you want your feet about shoulder width apart, hands together on top of each other like this, and you're reaching forward as far as you can and holding that for 2 seconds. Okay, and then I'll take your rating, but you'll have 2 to 3 goes just to have a practice.
Yep.
And then the 4th go will be your score.
Okay.
So what we're testing here is your lower back, so which would be your rectus spinae muscles, thoracolumbar, and fascia. And also your hamstring group. So yep, perfect. Lean forward. Now back. Yep, that looks really good. Yep, holding just for 2 seconds and back. One more test. Yep. All right, this will be your test now. All right, lean forward. All right, I've got your measurements. Let me just add that. So your reach is 47 centimeters, which is a good score. So very well done. We'll move on to our muscle strength testing now. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is the push-up test.
Okay.
Okay, have you done this one before?
No.
Alright, so I'll demonstrate the push-up test for you. So what this is going to be testing is our pectoralis major and minor, interior deltoids, and also our triceps. Alright, so we'll start up in a push-up position with your hands stacked directly below your shoulders, keeping a neutral spine and maintaining good form. We're going to be starting in a push position down at the bottom, pushing ourselves up and repeating that until you can't do the push-ups in a good form. So continue without any rest. When the test will stop when either you fatigue or your form isn't consistent for more than 2 push-ups in a row.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
One thing to remember as well is to make sure that your elbows are coming, instead of, you don't want them flaring out to the side, they want to be tucked in by your shoulders. Alright, so when you're ready, I'll get you starting 3, 2, and 1. Push up. Yep, your chin touch the floor. Yep, up. 2, yep. 3. Now don't let your abdomen touch the floor. Yep. 4. Very good. 5. Keep pushing. 6. Really good form. 7. 8. Let's go for 10. Let's go. 9. Keep going. Very good. All right. 10. Yeah, that was good. That last one was almost, yep. So score is 10. All right. So that is, as a rating, it is about a fair rating for your age. Okay? Fantastic. How are we feeling?
Okay.
Yeah? Pretty good? Do you need some water?
I might have a drink of water.
Yeah. All right. Once you have your water, we'll move on to the next part of our fitness testing, which is going to be testing our VO2 max. So it's our cardiovascular test. Okay. Now, you did mention history of an ankle injury.
Yes.
So at any point that you feel any pain in your ankle, you just let me know and we can find another alternative option to conduct this testing, okay?
Okay.
Because obviously we don't want to aggravate an injury or cause further injuries.
Good.
All right.
Yep.
So have you done the Queen's College STEP test before?
No.
Okay. So what we're going to be doing, the purpose of the test is to calculate or estimate your VO2 max. So that's how hard your heart can pump oxygen through.
Okay.
All right. So basically, we're going to need a step-up box, which is 16 inches. And a stopwatch. We'll set a beat at a rate of about 22 beats per minute. So I'll play that for you. And then we want to maintain that pace for about 3 minutes. Once we've done that, I'll get you to sit down and then I'll read your heart rate, 15 seconds, multiply that by 4, and then calculate that. All right, any questions about that?
No, I think you've explained it well.
Fantastic. We'll set that up for you now. All right, so we've got the box set up here. Now, one step is both feet up and both feet down. So that is one step. Okay. I'll put the beat on and we'll get started. All right, I'm just going to start this 3-minute step beat in 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Nice pace. Very good.
It is hurting my ankle a little bit, and I just aggravating it a bit.
Yeah, I'll get you to stop that for me. Just take a quick seat.
Yeah.
I'll just pause this music. Okay, it's hurting your bad ankle here.
It's just hurting when I step up
Okay.
and down.
All right. We don't want to aggravate it any further. If you are happy to continue, it's not too painful. What I would suggest that we do is the 2-kilometer row test. Okay, and so it should not aggravate your ankles because you're not putting a force on it. Okay, so what the aim of that to do is to cover as much distance as you can, the 2 kilometers within a short time frame, as fast as you can, basically.
Okay, yeah, I think that might be better than...
Yeah, definitely. I don't want you to injure yourself anymore. So what we'll do, we'll head over into the gym and we'll conduct that test now.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's do it.
Alright, so because you are having some issues with your ankle during the Queen's College step-up test, what we're going to do instead of that is do a 2-kilometre row ergometer test. So we're going to set the drag factor on 9 here for you on the row. So the aim of this test is to cover the 2 kilometres in the shortest possible time. So you should be exhausted at the completion, and then that's how we're going to calculate your VO2 max by taking off the resting heart rate, just like we're going to do with the step-up test. Okay, do you have any questions for me before I start? Alright, I'll demonstrate quickly how to use the rower here. Set that up at 9 for you. So adjust your feet to the right height, lock it in. And we're going to set this up 2 kilometres, okay? And we're really fully leaning into it. Don't knock out the knees. We're going to slide the feet up. And really, you don't want to be rowing so quickly. You want to have a really nice strong pull. That's going to help you cover the nose really quickly. Alright? Yeah, I'll set the kilometres for you. Alright. Make sure they're locked in nice and tight. Alright, and just set a nice pace, really big pulls. Yep. Nice pace. Very good, yeah. Almost there. And one more pull. Awesome. Oh. Alright, now I'll just get you to take your feet out and I'll take your resting heart rate. That's alright, just give me your hand. Alright, ready? Good time. Alright, so your resting, your VO2 max, your heart rate was 176 beats per minute. So the way we calculated that was taking your heart rate for 15 seconds, multiplying that by 4. Alright, so I'm going to calculate your VO2 max now. Alright, so to calculate your VO2 max, we've got this little thing here. So what we do is we go 65.81 minus 0.1847. Then we times that by your resting heart rate with 170. And then that gives us a score of 33.6.
Okay, Evelyn, so we're all done with our fitness testing today. You did really well with everything.
Thank you.
How did you find it all?
Some parts a bit tricky, but I found the results interesting.
Yeah, definitely. So I would like to go through the results a little bit with you. So first of all, starting off with your resting heart rate. So it was 60 beats per minute, which is normal. Anything under 65 is pretty normal. Okay. Your resting blood pressure, which was 118/80, again, very normal. Your height is your height, your weight is your weight. So with that, we calculated your BMI, which is 26, which I did say was considered overweight, but we will get into some of your goals in terms of your health and fitness in a minute. We calculated your waist to hip ratio, which was a score of 0.82. Again, that was at risk of cardiovascular disease, which is also the same as your waist girth. However, again, depending on what your goals are, if it is to lose weight or change your body composition, then that's definitely something that can be improved with diet and exercise. now we're going into your fitness testing. So in particular with your ankle, I did notice that during the Queen's College step test it did aggravate it a little bit. How did you find it on the row?
Didn't hurt it at all.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Just no pressure on the ankle at all.
Yeah, that's really good. That's why I thought that test would be the most appropriate. We can do a 9-minute treadmill test, but that would have just aggravated your ankle more. So I definitely thought that was appropriate.
Good.
So let's go into your range of move assessments. So we did the lying shoulder flexion test. You had, the degree was 175 on your left and 180 on your right. So both of those are normal. They're actually very good scores. Very flexible with your lats, your teres major and your pectoralis major. So that was really good. Your sit and reach test was 47 centimeters, which is good. That was basically showing your lower back and your hamstring group flexibility. So that's very good. Moving on to your muscle strength test. So we did the push-up test. Okay, you got through 10 push-ups with good form. Okay, so that is for your age, which is 58. That is a fair score. Okay, so nothing to be concerned about that, and definitely we can work on that if that is something that you would like to improve on as well. All right, and finally our cardiovascular test, which we began with the Queen's College step test, changed it to the row. Okay, so we calculated your VO2 max, which was 33.6. Okay, so yes, your results for your VO2 max was 33.6. On the rating score, that is a little bit of what we call a poorer score. However, definitely increasing your cardiovascular health by incorporating more cardio, such as walking, running, maybe some high intensity, just depending on your ankle. That will definitely help improve that rating. So if that's something that you would like to improve, we can definitely incorporate that. So I do want to talk to you now about your goals. What are your goals in health and fitness?
Well, now that you just mentioned that cardiovascular, that's really important to have a good cardiovascular. So I think improving that. And I also would like to lose a few kilos. So maybe I'd like to lose about 5 kilos, I think.
5 kilos? Yeah. I believe you did mention that when we did your dietary habits question. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I think that's definitely reasonable. In maybe, how long would you say you would like to hit that goal?
It would be good to do it in a few months, 3 to 4 months, maybe.
Definitely.
Less would be good, but I want to
be realistic. Yeah, attainable. Yeah, you don't want to go too hard too fast and then bounce back, and you want to do it as healthy as you can.
And especially with my ankle, I have to think about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I definitely think that's an attainable goal. So how you'd like to improve sounds really good. So we'd like to incorporate some more cardiovascular fitness in it. So we can definitely write up a program. There are also a lot of group fitness that you can join as well. So if you enjoy group classes such as box fit, or you could do swimming classes, cycling classes, there's a few options there for you too. Some of the equipment you could use is the cross trainer for your ankles, so it's a low impact. So instead of using the treadmill, the cross trainer is really good, or the elliptical, depending on what you want to call it. You can use the row like you did today. So there are a couple of good options there for your cardiovascular health. So anything else that you can think about?
I think, core, obviously, I'd like to improve my core. Strength and stability.
Okay, definitely we can incorporate that. Have you ever done yoga or anything like that, or
not really
functional core training?
No.
Okay, so we can definitely look at incorporating that into your programs as well.
Perfect.
All right, and I'll get writing on a program for you now. I'll make sure to keep in mind what your goals are, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.